So, first game in Miami, these finals, heading into it tied 1-1. No changes in the starting lineups, and still no Tyler Hero tonight, as you can check out my NBA Around the World rundown across the NBA. I don't know what the hell that was, but you can check it out, released it yesterday. And the game did get off to a pretty slow start, and it was mostly pick and rolls. Jamal and Jokic working that pick and roll, Bam and Jimmy working that pick and roll. Bam got going early pretty well, even though he kinda cooled off a little bit, especially in the second half. But he started off pretty well, and on the other hand, Jamal Murray looked so much more decisive and comfortable against Jimmy Butler and the defense that the Miami Heat went with against him. And we all knew that Miami would try to continue to have Jimmy on him to slow him down, but tonight Jamal was much more decisive with the ball. He was shooting the ball lights out once again. And that pick and roll with Jokic is just a piece of art, man. They have it just on lockdown, man. It was so effective once again, and it was unstoppable also. I loved how they took turns in this first quarter. It set the tone so well for the team. Jamal and Joker just set the tone so well. The only issue was still Michael Porter Jr., who still looks kind of lost out there after that first game where he looked great. He seems to be a little, I don't know, maybe in his head too much, maybe just not confident enough, but the shot is not falling. The effort level is not where you need it to be, and he just didn't look right out there. And Mike Malone set him down in the fourth quarter. He did not play in the fourth quarter. He did not get, the usual amount of minutes, so I think that's an indicator of how the team feels about how he's playing. Of course, trying to support him at the same time, but it's the NBA Finals, man. You just need to win at all costs. And Denver started off so well, like I said, with those pick and rolls. They also got into the paint a lot, and they were dominating inside the paint area. Aaron Gordon once again went to work back down against smaller guards. That's where he's working the best in the post. There was also some great cuts from everyone, and they created so many great and good looks and easy buckets from those pick and rolls and those cuts tonight. The Miami Heat just were not ready to answer at all, and they were aggressive on the other side to the rim also, especially in that first quarter. Probably the most aggressive Jimmy we have seen this series, but it did not go throughout the whole game, man. And I liked how well I really enjoyed how Denver defended, man. They were getting their hands everywhere when they attacked the paint. They got kind of lucky, I would say. No, not sure if lucky, but the refs set the tone early, and they were fairly consistent, I would say, even though probably a little bit to Denver's advantage, but they were fairly consistent with what they were calling and they were not going to call, and it worked really well into favor of the Nuggets, where they could be more aggressive with the drives that the Miami Heat had. And I really liked how they played defensively. Then we saw Reggie Jackson in the first quarter, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Why the hell is Reggie Jackson playing in the NBA Finals in this year? But he did, and he was not horrible, but he played like 3 minutes or so. Then Jokic got his first rest. He rested for 3 minutes in the second quarter, and that was pretty much the only rest he got this game. And thankfully, it was like 5-0 run for Denver to start the second quarter, then it went 5-0 the other way. Caleb Martin finally showed up with 8 straight points in this second quarter, but that was all she wrote for Caleb Martin. And Jamal made some very timely shots in this second quarter where the Heat felt like they were finally gaining some momentum, and he answered every damn time, and Jokic obviously also. And Gabe Vincent got into foul trouble, which those were probably the most controversial calls of the game, and Kyle Lowry, had to play more. He played fairly well, I would say, but they missed Gabe Vincent's shot making and his passing. He has been passing so well, and they missed him out there, especially in the second quarter where he just had to sit down. And we went into the second half with a slight Denver lead. Then they started off so well in the third quarter, continuing to dominate the paint. Jokic setting the tone early with some early jumpers. He had those ridiculous one-legged fadeaway jumpers, however you want to call them. And Miami could not get much going offensively. They were not, taking horrible shots, but shots that Denver was more than happy with, and they were not making those mid-range jumpers, not attacking the rim as aggressively as you would want them to. And Jamal and Jokic continued to just destroy them with that pick and roll, and they got down big. Then they started to double team Jamal Murray out of the pick and rolls, which worked. Which when it worked really well, but when it didn't work, it was an easy bucket, which Denver would take probably, 90% of the time, and they started with the double teaming a little too late. The zone also was not working and not as employed as you would thought it would be this game. I felt like I barely saw it. Maybe when they got down in the third quarter, they went into some type of zone defense, but once again, it felt a little too late. And I also finally felt like Michael Porter Jr. showed you some effort in that third quarter, especially on the boards and somewhat defensively. It was not great, but at least, you could see the heart was there. And then he got set down for the fourth quarter, and understandably so, considering the way Bruce Braun was playing, considering the way Jeff Green was playing, who has been, I would say, sneakily really good in this series. He has made some timely baskets, has been defending fairly well. Jeff Green in his minutes has been very efficient, and then you have Christian Braun, who was just sensational, probably the best game of his career, of his young career in the NBA. He won the title with Kansas last year, you probably saw it all over the broadcast, and he was spectacular. He's just a really good all-around basketball player. He made some really good passes, he cut really well, he was defending really well, which is all you need really in Denver, and then he made that tough transition layup over Jimmy Butler, and yeah, that's where the game was like, yeah, this is over, man. And it was an all-around package from him. And Miami did have somewhat a fake comeback late, but despite barely having any turnovers and making 6 more threes than the Nuggets, they did not stand a chance tonight. They were not great in the paint while they got dominated, by the Nuggets out there. It was like a 20-point difference in the paint, and the defense was just not as good as it usually is, and the Nuggets were playing some really good defense also. And to be fair, Jamal and Joker are tough to stop, man. They are just unbelievable. Both had triple-doubles. Jokić had one of the most satisfying stat lines I have ever seen. He was like 40 minutes, 30 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, man. That was so satisfying to see on my screen. That gave me, like, I don't know, man, some happiness. Insane stuff from these two. They are spectacular. Denver takes back home court. Do we see Tyler Hero next game? Will Miami finally attack the paint as aggressively as you need them to? Do they get more foul calls? I would expect there to be more aggressiveness from Miami into the paint and more calls, but like I said, at the same time, Denver has been doing a really good job defending it, and Miami has been reliant on the 3-point line, and it's just not creating enough advantages as of right now, especially considering how easy Denver has it inside the paint area. But also weird is that we have barely seen the pull-up mid-range from Jimmy, as I'm showing you right now. This shot has been there for him a lot, but he's barely taken it. This is the one rare instance where he did take it. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll see Jimmy be more aggressive from that mid-range spot, and maybe the ankle is bothering him too much. I don't know, man, but it's weird. Yeah, that's about it for this game. What do you all think? I would say this has been fairly early, intriguing finals. I really enjoy the basketball being played. I hope we get a close game in Game 4. And I would like to see this, go to 7, so I'm rooting for Miami next game. Let me know down in the comment section what did you think about the game, and peace and love.